so much of consciousness, this God's consciousness, so much it was and it is, that it is making all these universes conscious, full of life, full of intelligence, full of coherence, and full of grasp and absolute obedient matter which follows the laws of nature and follows its orbits, its task, and knowingly is performing its duty. So much of knowledge that even to produce or to spill out such universes that for years and years behind and ahead you can calculate. You see, at so many thousands of years back, this planet was here, this star was here, that galaxy was here, and they can predict where it will be tomorrow, and a few years later that sitting on Earth people have sent rockets and spaceships to reach these places precisely. So much of knowledge that it has spilled out even to the inhabitants of these universes. So much of intelligence, grasp, that all of us are a party to it. So much of anand that each little insect, each plant can take the anand, feel that anand, the pleasure that each plant in its bliss, in its ecstasy produces and blooms hundreds and thousands of flowers. It fructifies and gives us most beautiful fruit. It's all the ecstasy of that God that is showing. So we are talking about that God which is pure energy, power, bliss, knowledge, consciousness. The whole universe is full of dynamism and life, all because of that one source we call God. Now a lot of people think or say that God doesn't exist. But then we are talking about this God. And the ancients gave in Sanskrit the name Bud to God. And from Bud word has come God. Because a lot of Western languages have the base as Sanskrit. Like mother is coming from Matri, father is coming from Pitri, brother is coming from Bhrata, and things like that. So they gave the word Bud, that means something that is most mysterious, cannot be pinpointed, cannot be found easily. Very deep and the greatest mystery which cannot be described. So they gave this word called Bud, means the mysterious one. Now, people who do not believe in God can give any other name to this power and describe this power. Nobody objects to that. Because God Himself doesn't have any name, all the names are adjectivals which man has given to God. So, the God word can be objectionable, but you cannot deny His power, His energy. To deny the presence of God without any investigation would be not scientific, not very intelligent, and we people will miss out on a lot of knowledge. So I talk of this God. The rishis also meant this God when they talked about God and the various scriptures. Now they also found, these rishis, that this God is not only consciousness and energy and anand and knowledge, but He Himself becomes everything. He is the one, the basic God particle of everything. He is the one who has become, mind you, He is not created, but He has become every little cell and atom and galaxy and universe, every small being as well as the largest being as a group. It is the God Himself who has become all this. Another thing these rishis found, that this God with His energy and power and knowledge and anand Himself is us as our inner being, as our very being, our mind, our emotions and everything. So this God we will talk about because He is our real self and He is our mind and He is the one we have got to discover to get back the wellness, the soundness of our mind. So remember one thing, God is our heritage, He is our priceless inheritance. And to know Him, at least academically, is our role as a student as well as an adult, because in knowing how to discover Him is our wellness. Now, if we say that this God is within us, why is He not seen by us or known by us? He is not seen by us because He is beyond our senses. That means we can't see Him, we can't hear Him, we can't taste Him, we can't touch Him or smell Him. But He can be known like we know our joy, our sorrow and our other experiences. He can be known, and that is how the rishis found Him, came to know about Him, because through their great meditation, sacrificing everything else, they concentrated on how to reach Him. And what they found was that the body and our mind has been designed to reach God. Again, when I say God, I mean that energy, the power, the knowledge, and that anand. So what is it that is keeping us away from this God, that we cannot see Him? So I made a small illustration, very simple one, to illustrate our relationship with God. Is it clear till now what I have been saying? have a bigger paper, so it's a small illustration. You can see. At the last one, you can see. Okay. There are 3 circles. Just imagine this is. Hello. Yeah. So this is not in exact proportion, but it gives a small idea. This innermost circle is the divinity within each cell, each individual, each absolute biggest galaxy, super galaxy or universe. So within each macro and micro, the inner being, the inner center is the divinity. The black circle is the individual. Now we will be talking about us, about students, us. The same thing applies to students as well as to the adults. This black circle is the individual. And this blue circle pertains to the mind. The blue circle keeps the individual from the divine. So even though the divine is in each one of us, but we cannot tap into his energy, his consciousness, knowledge and anand in its full potential. We get only part of it. That's why we are still knowledgeable, we are all living, we are energetic, because some part of still percolates to the individual. Spirituality is, wellness is to deplete this layer of mind, so that once this is removed, we are directly in touch with the divine and we can tap in more and more of the divine attributes. And this facility has been given to everyone, irrespective of where they are from, what method of worship they follow, whatever rung of development they are, doesn't matter. But the facility is there, and once you understand what separates, what is this layer made of, then you will understand that each one of you can form your own path and decide how you will go about it. This layer called mind is made up of all our negative forces, negative emotions. All the negativity within us forms this thing called mind. Our hatred, our anger, our irritation, violence, attachments, desires, unreasonable desires, unreasonable ambitions. All these things make up this layer. This is what doesn't allow people to bloom to their full potential. The anger, the jealousy, all these things keep us from blooming to man's full potential and keep us from being able to access all the potential from the divine. As I said, spirituality is to get rid of this slowly. Wellness to us will be to make this thinner and thinner, because we have to get Anand as our real nature and the dynamism of God and the knowledge and energy from the infinite. That has to be the role of all of us. Clear? Okay. So, now we talk about how to go about it. We have seen that the deep down, the smallest, subtlest form of emotion is a thought. All emotions are basically thought. If we go even deeper, beyond even the thought, we will find that there is a seed form of thought, where it is not manifested as a thought or as emotion. So we will go and see how we can go to that level and change our thought from negative thought to positive thought. Once that is done, we can tackle this mind. There are many ways of tackling the mind, but we will take up only a few basic, easiest methods which we can follow all the time, doing our normal chores, leading a normal life. We can do it throughout the day. So these are very easy to follow and they are very effective. As I said, this layer is made up of emotions, and emotions are thought. So we are going to tackle thought. First method is mindfulness. Right in the beginning I said mindfulness is very important, it is very crucial for wellness. So if we tackle the mind through mindfulness, it can be very effective and very easy to follow. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is paying attention to, totally getting engrossed in something, becoming cognizant of what you are doing. So, what we are trying to do is becoming mindful of everything. Whatever activity you are doing, you are becoming mindful. Now, if you are walking, if you fully pay attention to your walk, you can finish distributing when we take off.
This talk that we will be later, these are some inspiring poems by her.
This is the crux of this. Mindfulness is the crux of Indian philosophy. It is the spiritual path. It is also the basic of all the various other spiritual activity you might do. So this you have to understand, and then all the other things become very easy. So if you are walking, and if you put all your thoughts and mind into that walk, you will become aware of the limbs moving whilst walking, pay attention to that. You will get aware of the muscles coming into the play, become aware of that. There will be a rhythm to this walk, become aware of that. Don't think of anything, don't encourage anything else, just get engrossed, immersed in the walk. You will come to enjoy your walk. Because you have got so engrossed in your walk that no other thought will come. So when no other thought comes, you are so mindful and the mind is fully occupied in the act of walking that no other thought will come. By that I mean negative thought, not the positive thought that you have to cross the road, the traffic is coming. All that is intelligent thinking that has to carry on. But the negative thought which disturbs your mind will not come. To that extent, till the walk lasts and till your concentration is on the walk, you are not adding anything to this here. Now this is a very simple activity, but if you train yourself like this, you can do it for all activities. All of your students, when you are studying, put all your heart and soul into studying. Don't encourage any other thought. Studying will become not only engrossing, you will be able to grasp it better. It will all get written here very well and your memory will sharpen, and when you have to reproduce it, your expression will be very clear. So this is very important for students, how to improve your grades, how to improve your management skills, how to improve your way of expressing, way of thinking. Put your entire soul in the activity of studying. Studying will become a pleasure. Not agreeable, but it happens. So, then when you are listening to music, listen to the music. Whatever you are doing, do it with training your mind to be totally engrossed in it. No other thought will come and you will enjoy what you are doing. So this is the same path for wellness of the mind, because to the extent you have been concentrating, to the extent that no disturbing thought has come, your mind will be pure consciousness, pure mind. Underneath the negative mind is the pure mind, which is full of intelligence, grasp, dynamism, creativity. You will be for that time in that state of mind. Continue that through the other activities and the whole time you will be in that state. Same way for all the activities. When you are eating, put all your mind to it. Enjoy your food, enjoy the activity. So that is one way of being on the path of wellness of the mind. Because to that extent, no negative thought is coming to disturb you, and you are strengthening your mind and making it full of dynamism, full of creativity, and bringing harmony to it. All the noble attributes of the pure mind you are bringing forward. Then comes second method is meditation. Basic thing is the same. You are keeping your mind occupied on something so that no other thoughts come. Here, if you are sitting for meditation, if you don't want to concentrate on the thing called God, you can just keep the basic idea of meditation is to empty your mind. Mindfulness makes you not get additional thoughts, but you have to deal with what it is already there. So meditation is basically to empty your mind. All the emotions that have been suppressed, all the hurt, the anger, and all which you could not show, all that has solidified into this thing called mind. So this mind has to be empty, so the underlying pure mind comes forward. When you are sitting for meditation, just keep your mind cool. Don't want to think of anything, don't think. Suddenly you will find a tap has been opened from within and all sorts of thoughts come, your past comes, your thoughts which had disturbed you but you had suppressed them, that comes out. Let it come. Mind you, don't get involved. Just watch it as if it is someone else's story, not your story. Very important that you are only a witness and not participating in it. If you remember a past humiliation, don't get all worked up. Remember, your idea is to empty yourself. If you again get